Raelunil here, and hello and welcome to part number 1 of my Let's Play of Lord of the Rings Online Spring Festival for 2019. Alright, so you all voted that I do this with Salvora, my Beorning, so that is exactly who we are doing this with.
Would you do something for me?
Alright, and we are definitely going to be having her learn the dances of humans. So, let's see, has she learned any of them so far yet? I don't believe so. No, she hasn't learned any dances yet. And she's level 28. That's just messed up. So yeah, we're going to be waiting for Ada Musgrove, or Ada Musgrove, however you want to say her name, so that we can go ahead and get this dance learned, because I want to learn this dance, and I'm sure you all want to see her learn this dance. Took a quick drink of water there. And in the meanwhile, we can just do this dance. Oh good, there we go. We don't have to wait any longer. Yay! Now there's two different ways that we can do this. We can either just click on the little icon that pops up here when she calls out the steps. So that made me do dance 1. Or alternatively, I could have typed dance and then 1, 2, 3, like slash dance rather, over here. And that is what I'm going to do for the next one. And when she says to rest, you don't necessarily have to, so that's a good thing to know if you haven't done this before. But there, see, I just typed slash dance 2, and that made it count. And now I will click that there for dance 3, which is the one that I did originally there at the beginning of this. Okay, we will rest. But yeah, you have various different options for how you can go about it if you want to, so yeah. Let's do dance number 2. And dance number 2 again. And let's see, which dance is next? Dance 3 is next here, okay? I wish there was a Beorning specific dance. That would be super cool. I would love to be able to learn that, and I don't know who you would learn it from, though, necessarily, or if all Beornings just had that automatically. But that would be really cool. Like some kind of cool folk dance type thing. I don't know. I like that idea, personally. Because all the other races have specific dances. I want Beorning dances. I mean, that would be so cool. Yay! She walked right through me as I was continuing to dance. Alright, let's have a chat with her.
Hello there.
Yay, we have learned the first human dance. Let's see, dance... man. You dance around like a woman, because yes, I am in fact a female, and Salvora is a female. Oh. I love how she's waving her fingers and clapping her hands. That's pretty great. Love it! Also, this dress looks so freaking pretty in purple. I thought it was absolutely appropriate for this, and just so cute. You keep dancing there, Salvora. Okay, so what we are going to do now here is I'm going to adjust my headset because it's bugging me. There we go. Ah. Okay, fixed that. Sorry about that. Okay, now let's have a chat with this guy over here. Oh, jeez. Are you okay, Elf? They seem to be okay.
Will you give me a moment of your time, friend? Could I speak with you a moment?
Alrighty.
Could I speak with you a moment?
We're just picking up all those quests because these are all of the, if you complete all of these quests, you get this quest automatically completed type of deals. So, we have those, and we don't need to have them up because there's no need for that at all. Let's have a chat with this guy, though, because he has some new stuff this year, which I am really excited to show you all. Let's see. Let's start with this one. Pretty parched partygoers. I just walked around the festival grounds, and do you know what I saw? Why, my disappointed eyes beheld parched partygoers everywhere I turned. No spring festival can be properly enjoyed without the delightful notes of a smooth spring wine. I have some spring leaves for you if you will pick up jugs of spring wine from the tables in the center of the festival grounds and deliver them to the tables on the outskirts, Salvora. Alright, So we're going to do this one first, and then we'll pick up the other quest from him afterward. Let's see. Ooh, there we go. Over here is the wine that we need to pick up, so let's grab that. Okay. And now we need to take it to the table over here by the horses, which is right this way. So we will definitely be doing this. Okay. Here, guys, have some spring wine. Enjoy. Oh, more people appeared when the wine did. Magic how that happens! Magical. Simply magical. Isn't that right, cat? Yep. One of my cats is hanging out right next to me. Actually, several of them are. Let's see, let's grab the wine. Southeast table, huh? Okay. Does that mean it's this table over here? I think so. Yep, the spring wine is much appreciated. And mysteriously, lots more people appeared again as soon as the wine did. Funny, you know? Just funny how that works out. Okay, time to bring this to the southwest table, which is over this way. There goes some poor bugadoo in the horse race. Good luck. I'm terrible at that, so I'm not going to bother showing that off. Whoa. Lots more people approve of this. Look at that. They all just appeared. That's kind of hilarious. I'm not going to lie. Oh, we can talk to Arn now. Okay. Arn Bullrush, we have some news for you, sir. We took care of the problem. I can tell that your deliveries were met with much appreciation, Salvora. You earned these spring leaves and at the same time put my mind at ease. Oh, I hope everyone is having a good time. When the party-goers find they are once again parched, there will always be a need for someone willing to bring them what they need, so check back with me from time to time, my useful friend. Okay, and now for the most exciting new quest that I have found so far this spring season. Born aloft in springtime. Salvora! Welcome, welcome! There are many enjoyable activities with which to celebrate the arrival of springtime, and many of them can be found right here at the festival grounds. I know you will have a good time. But if I might steal your ear for just a moment, could I ask you to help me with something? It's a small matter, a trifle really, but I am a bit concerned about a number of recent arrivals here at the grounds. There are 3 of them, and they have been on the road for a long while. I am to understand that they have made the journey all the way from Gondor? They call themselves Herbalists, and while I would not turn anyone away, they have made themselves something of a nuisance here already. Could you make sure that they're happy, and, more importantly, that they do not bother my patrons with any more of their strange questions? I really appreciate this, Salvora. I'll see that you get some extra spring leaves for helping me out. Alright, let's have a chat with Milgamel here. Have you come here to assist the Herbalists, Salvora? We are always in need of such assistance, for the pursuit of knowledge never ends, as I am sure you are well aware. I was the apprentice of Galathir, the herb master of Minas Tirith, and he sent me forth to research the plants and mosses of Ithilien and the wastes before Mordor. He did not agree with some of the conclusions I made upon my return, and sought to dismiss me. Not only that, but he has taken a new apprentice. Actually, he has taken 2 and sent them north to Breeland to confirm some of his botanical theories. My sojourn in the wilds, as well as my pursuit of that fine tome, Warts and Weeds, has taught me I do not need to be Galathir's apprentice to study the natural world. So I followed his new apprentices here, and I have been trying to help them with their studies. It seems to me they might be cut from the same cloth as my old master, poor fellows. They have been bothering the people here with Galathir's questions, when they should be out in the field studying the plants and grasses with their own eyes. Okay. Milgamel is a good friend, and I have known her since childhood, but she proved a poor apprentice to my master Galathir. I think she fancied herself the master, and he the apprentice. Can you imagine such a folly? Anyway, Brood here and I know to show him the respect he deserves, and we have come here to confirm several of his theories about the spread of flowering plants in the Northlands. Milgamel came along as well, and to speak true, I do not think we could have prevented her from doing so. She will not appear in our report to Galathir, I can tell you that. But enough of this banter. I spoke to a fellow some time ago, one of the Parineth, about gathering up some yellow cattails from my study, and he never returned. Now I charge you with this task, and I beg that you do not disappoint me as he did. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Okay, fine. We'll gather the cattails, but only because we were promised extra spring leaves for helping you out. Because that guy seems a little bit like a piece of work to me, but, you know, it's kind of hard to tell. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure he's not the nicest person in the universe. He's certainly not the worst, though, so he has that in his favor, I guess. Let's see, there's more yellow cattails over here. He should be out gathering the yellow cattails himself, I'm just saying. I agree with Milgamil there, like, you should really be doing this yourself if you call yourself an herbalist, buddy. But who am I to argue? Who am I to argue? Let's gather these. Yay! Now we just need 2 more. There's one up here. And there are more over there, so we'll be good. That is good. That is good indeed. Let's go grab that while I get a sip of water. Gotta stay hydrated, everybody. Gotta stay hydrated. Oh my goodness. Let's get on over there. Let's turn into a bear and freak them all out. I'm a great big black bear. Fear me, humans. Fear me, foolish mortals. Okay, seriously though. Ah, the cattails I requested. You have proven your worth to be far greater than the fellow I first asked for these. I will examine these on behalf of my master, and we will see if he has the right of it. Milgamil thinks that old book of hers, Warts and Weeds, lists the proper uses of cattail, but Galathir has his doubts, and therefore so do I. But I have become quite parched. Will you bring our table some of that fine spring wine? I saw a number of the bottles across the grounds, over that way, and every worthwhile botanical study requires proper refreshment. So says my master, and so say I. Okay, fine. This great big black bear is gonna go over there and get you some wine. Whee! I like how they weren't the least bit fazed by her turning into a freaking bear! But it's too funny. Whee! Now I'm a human again. Let's grab the wine. Alright, let's bring this to Buttface over there. Ahem. Oh my goodness. Could I share some of this wine with you, possibly, please? Please? Oh. Nethless nods at you in acknowledgement, but not in thanks. It has come to my attention that there are patches of purple Enerloth growing nearby. Why did I spend my time thinking about yellow cattails when I could be studying a much more interesting and important bloom? Why, Galathir would be most disappointed in me, and I might join Milgamil in another of the growing line of spurned apprentices. Quickly, my useful assistant, gather up purple Anorloth and bring them to me with utmost haste. I will tell you the history of the important flower upon your return. Okay. I wonder what these kind of plants can even do, but it doesn't even tell you that, so I don't know. We will be left to wonder for all of eternity, which is sad. I want to know what these plants can do. I want to know why he says they're important. Let's head on over here. They're getting the fireworks ready, it looks like. Good for them, good for them. Let's grab some more of the flowers. There we go, we need 3 more now. Alright. Let me grab this one, get some water. I don't know about you guys, but gathering all these flowers is thirsty work. Especially when you see them with all their wine and you don't have any yourself. It's just sad. Because they haven't shared any of the wine with us because they suck. They're mean. is so mean and rude. Mostly that one guy, but you know. He's kind of discourteous, I must say. Let's see what he has to say now that I've brought those flowers. You gonna tell me anything interesting or have me do anything more exciting, sir? Yes, these flowers are clearly Enerloth, and the samples are in fine condition. It makes a great deal of sense that they would grow here in the Northlands. You see, these purple flowers, with the yellow centers, are the descendants of a very special type of flower that the men of the West brought to these shores long ago. That bloom was called Enerlossi, and it was planted wherever they came to settle. These Enerloth are held to be the descendant of these legendary flowers, which died out sometime in the intervening years. My master Galathir has written extensively about the Enerlossi of old, and the Enerloth of today, and he is widely considered the foremost expert on both. But I am parched once again. We are in need of more spring wine, assistant. Fetch us some now, and I will share with you. No, not the wine. I will share with you more tales of the legendary Enerlossi. Really? 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 What do you think, pal? Well, I guess we'll probably find out what he thinks later, potentially. Ooh. Let's see now. Where is that bloody wine that he can't be bothered to go get for himself? Oh, here it is. Can you believe this guy? My goodness. Such an ungrateful little tool. Oy. Now. Here you go, buddies. Have some wine, and for the love of all that's holy, be nice to me, will ya? Ruda here catches your eye and calls you over. The assistant who brings the wine is the most popular of them all. That is not one of Galathir's expressions, but it's one of mine, so it is with an abundance of good feeling that I count you as a friend. Might you do something for me, my new friend? There is an elf across the way who seems to have taken an interest in our discussions. Excuse me. He's right over there and has been staring at us for some time now. I do not like it. Go see what he wants. Okay. I apologize if I have caused the visiting herbalist some discomfort, but I must confess that it was not entirely without reason. I find their demeanor unpleasant and their behavior discourteous. So do I. But I am most offended by this single point. The herb master that they serve knows nothing about the Enerlossi blossom, and has spread much about it that is simply untrue. I would not normally involve myself with such matters, but my brother Edlathon travels to Mythland, there to depart Middle-earth for the Undying Lands. We said our farewells just yesterday, and I tarried here at the festival grounds seeking a balm for my unsettled thoughts. Hello, enormous shrew that just ran me over. I could not make the decision for him, but neither am I ready to sail into the west, and the conflict wars within me. Edlathon and I were given to traveling throughout Middle-earth, and together we found great joy in the beauty of far-off places. We rested in Rivendell and called it home, but never for long. We were always off again on our journeys before the sun had set a dozen times, and we wandered the wilds and came to villages unfamiliar and strange. This was our practice for almost an age of the world, but Edlathon grew sorrowful at the changes he saw, the places that were damaged by the ravages of war, the losses inflicted by Sauron. In time we did not journey as often, and we spent longer in Rivendell than we did away. This has been the last of our travels. My brother departs, but the memory of my wanderings with him remain, and that is how I know your herbalist friends are mistaken. The purple Enerloth of today bears little resemblance to the Enerlossi of legend. If you tell them this, I will describe what I know of the Enerlossi to them and to you, if you wish. Okay. And if I'm mispronouncing it, I'm very sorry. I feel like I am, because there's an umlaut over the E, and I can't remember off the top of my head how you're supposed to pronounce umlauts, at least with an E. Ugh. I do not know what this elf thinks he knows, but I have never heard his name before. How many tomes of herb lore has he studied? Not only that, how many has he written? My master Galathir has written innumerable such tomes, and is a noted expert on countless subjects related to the many breeds and uses of every plant that grows upon this Middle-earth. All in Minas Tirith know of his expansive, God bless, expansive knowledge, and none would dare doubt its breadth or its accuracy. I will hear out this elf, but only in order to reveal him for the charlatan he is, and you can tell him so. Wow. Yeah, you're a rude... Like I said earlier, you're a rude tool. Anyway, listen well, and I will tell both these herbalists and you what I know of the legendary Enerlasi. Many are the varieties of flower that bloom in the undying lands beyond the reach of mortals, never to be seen by man or dwarf or hobbit or Beorning. Elves know of them by song or story, if not by sight, and that knowledge brings them joy or sorrow in turns. But some flowers come to grow in distant soil. The Enerlasi was one of these, and it grew in profusion in Numenor across the sea. Tall it was, like the men of that land, and as it grew it faced the rising of the sun in the east, and was crowned with the light of the morning. The Enerlasi were held to be an emblem of the house of Elros, and for those who don't know, Elros was Elrond's brother. Seeds of the Enerlasi were brought to Middle-earth by Elendil. He sent them over to be planted whenever the men of the West came to settle. But that means Enerlasi should bloom in many places, does it not? Every student of history knows the tale of Elendil and his flight from Numenor, and that he brought plants and seedlings of high birth and low, both with him, to Middle-earth. But if he ordered such flowers as the Enerlasi be planted wherever his people settled, they should grow still in abundance. That is why my former master believed the Enerloth to be its true descendant, and on this I cannot say I disagree. How came Herendil to know of the flower's history? Bah! If these tall flowers were truly planted by the men of the West throughout Middle-earth, where are they now? Enerloth grows in many places, but I have not seen these flowers you describe in Gondor. Neither have I seen them throughout Ithilien. If you are not a liar, perhaps you are a fool, but I would not wish to be either. How do you claim to come by this knowledge? Not by study, I warrant. No, you are right, Nethless. I have not come by this knowledge through study, or at least not through the study of old books or an herb master's teachings. My brother Edlathon and I walked the hills and valleys of Middle-earth long ago. Aww. We took great joy in our wanderings, and every new sight filled our hearts. Nothing cheered us so much as the Enerlasi that linked the roads we've walked. That lined the roads we walked. They grew in the gardens of Minas Anor, far to the south. They grew too in the courts and along the paths of Anumenos, city of the king. But what happened to them? They died. Oh dear. No! It began when Anarion was slain in Mordor. It continued during the long decline of the Northern Kingdom. And then, one sad day, there were none left. Aww. My brother and I did not journey together much after that. We just grew apart. Aww. That is the tale. Now you must understand why I feel so strongly that the Enerlasi be remembered as they were, and not as some distant herb master pretends them to be. I am not saying I believe this elf Salvora, but he has given me some food for thought. Woo! And we're back at the festival grounds. Let's see. Where is, Herendil? There he is. Hello. Edlathon and I did not travel as often once the Enerlasi died out. It was only one sign of the wounds Sauron inflicted upon Middle-earth, but it affected we two more personally than many others. I wonder if the Enerlasi grow still in the Undying Lands. Perhaps when I come there at last, I will find my brother smiling among them, eager to chastise me for delaying so long to see them. It's a happy thought, even if that is all. A nearby hobbit coughs politely, motioning for you to speak with her. I beg your pardon and hope you will excuse me, but I could not help but overhear the telling of your friend's story. I am not very good with names, so I do not quite know what flower he was talking about, but it seems to me that it bears some resemblance to the humble sunflower. They grow in the Shire, you know. That hobbit believes that some strain of Anorlosi still grows within the bounds of her land? Can it be true? I can hardly believe it, Salvora. Can it be true that blooms of the Anorlosi have come to be preserved within the bounds of the Shire? I do not want my brother Edlithon to depart from Middle-earth without knowing if this be so. The thought that he could leave without knowing fills me with regret, and my remaining years will be a sorrow to think he sailed away believing every trace of the Anorlosi had vanished. You have the look of a determined Beorning, Salvora. Can you hurry after my brother's company and to bring him word of these sunflowers? I do not ask you to change his mind, merely to let him know that the flowers we loved in our younger days did not disappear as we believed, but can still be found in the world today. That will be enough for me, and for Edlithon, my brother. His party of elves plan to take the customary route of our people through the country of the Green Hills. Go to the Shire and look for them in the wooded hills above the road, and hurry! I said farewell to my brother not far from here, but that was yesterday, and he will have covered much ground since then. Okay. Now we have to hurry. It gives us half an hour to finish this. Alright guys, so we are in the Shire and we are nearly there to where we need to be to find these elves. Hopefully. If I remember correctly, they're not very far from here at all. Oh my god. We're in the Green Hill country at least. Yeah. Okay, good. They shouldn't be far. There! I see them! There they are! Yay! We made it! Woo-woo! Okay. Let's have a chat with Edlithon here. Megavonin, friend, what brings you to us with such haste? Stay a moment and rest, for we will soon move on, but for a time I would welcome the conversation. You introduce yourself and convey Herondel's message. My brother thinks a hobbit has seen the legendary bloom of Anorlosi. I find that most difficult to believe. Those flowers began to die at the end of the Second Age, and as Arnor declined, so too did the Anorlosi. They have not been seen for hundreds of years. Your hobbit friend is mistaken, and my brother is misguided by hope. No, he's not! You are certain you understood what this hobbit had to say. For love of my brother Herondel, I will humor you in this, even if it seems fanciful beyond all reason. There is a hobbit village just beneath us, and I understand it is called Woodhall by those who live there. Go to this village and speak with the hobbits, and learn if they possess such flowers as you describe. My mind is set, and springtime is the season of my departure, but I have not such haste that I cannot spare a moment to answer this one question of my brother. The journeys we shared in our youth remain dear to me, as does he. Go to Woodhall and put the matter to rest. I cannot delay very long, but I will give some moments to this exercise. It has left my thoughts astir. Okay. The promise of sunflowers. Time to go chat with some hobbits and find out about sunflowers. Whee! Try not to break your leg. There you go. Good job. Good job at not breaking your leg. Alright, lady. Marjoram, what do you have to say? You're looking for sunflowers? Why, I finished painting another of them not yesterday. I leaned it against the wall right over there to dry. Inspect it and tell me what you think. Aw, I think it looks very nice. The painting does bear a resemblance to the Anorlosi described by Herondel. I do not know what to say, Salvora. If I did not know any better, I would say the artist painted this not from memory, but from life. This depicts one of the Anorlosi just as I remember. How can this be? Did one of my people paint this picture? How came it to be in this village of hobbits? They are longer lived than men, but not so long that they could have seen one of the Anorlosi and put paint to paper with such accuracy. The last of that breed died out long ago, and only one of my people could have painted this. A nearby hobbit laughs, and she curtsies cheerily. Oh, look out, Eric. Goodness gracious. Sorry, my cat was walking in front of the screen. I always heard elves were frightening and strange, but your friend here seems rather amusing instead. I assure you, no elf painted this picture, but I will take that as a compliment of my artistry. Yes, I am the painter, and indeed I have painted a number of the plants and animals I have seen in the woods and fields throughout the Shire. I do not know the word he used to describe this flower, and have never heard it before. No doubt it is an elvish word of some meaning and great significance, but we hobbits like to give things names that tell you everything you need to know. This painting is of a sunflower, of course. There are many of them growing around the border of a farm field north of Woodhall, if you'd like to see them for yourselves, and tell your elf friend that I appreciate his kind words about my painting. Okay. Let's go find us some sunflowers. Okay. It says that there are some just north of here, so we will definitely be checking over there. Excuse me, hobbits. Ooh, mushrooms everywhere. Alright, let's get out our steed. See if there's as many sunflowers around as he said, which I'm pretty sure there are because we passed quite a few on the way over here, as you guys probably noticed. Behold! Enerlossi! Otherwise known as sunflowers! Sunflowers line the field, and Edlathon stares at them with wonder in his eyes. How can I put this into words, Salvora? My heart leaps at the sight. I feel as if I have stepped back in time, back to a day not when the Enerlossi struggled and failed, but to a day when they flourished. Oops. Herendale and I walked together among these flowers, in kingdoms north and south, and our eyes lighted on the horizon, and our minds danced upon the future it promised. I am brought back to those happy days, and the sorrows that followed in the wake of Sauron and his wars are forgotten to me. The promise of the sunflowers was as bright as their petals, and so many journeys lay still ahead of us. Following the death of the Enorion, dang it, I can't speak, sorry, and the decline of Arnor, the Enerlossi died out in the wider world, and yet, somehow, a seedling must have come to this land. I can see it in my mind's eye, Salvora, borne aloft in the springtime, carried on the breeze, until it came to rest within this sheltered land. That seed took root, and from it the line prospered, hidden from outside eyes. The Enerlossi survived. Edlathon gazes at the sunflowers in silence. I was prepared to depart. My heart wept to leave my brother, but I knew I would see him again when he too sailed from these shores. But the sight of these flowers has restored in me a sensation I have not felt since our travels together so long ago. How many other wonders might remain in Middle-earth? The wanderlust stirs in me again. I believed I could remain no longer, but now I think my brother and I might find joy in another journey within the bounds of Middle-earth, and then depart for the Undying Lands together, as once we thought we would. Ah. Can I ask you to convey this message to Herendale for me? I will spend some time here in contemplation and will join him soon. You have my thanks, Salvora, for reminding me of what I once held dear. And not only that, I am grateful for one more thing. You have given back to me the hope of the unexpected, the unlooked-for wonders that might still remain around the next bend or behind the next tree. You have given back to me the promise of sunflowers, and that is something I have missed. Aww, you guys, that's so sweet. Aww. Alright, we have made it back to the festival grounds, and I am right in front of the maze, which is not actually where I want to be at the moment. We will do the maze stuff in the next part. But, let's see here. Let's go over here and let Herendale know what happened. Because it's awesome, and it brings a tear to the eye. It's so sweet. Hello. You've returned, Salvora. Did you find my brother in time? And was there any truth to the rumor that some strain of the Enerlossi might remain within the Shire? You tell Herendale about the sunflowers and his brother's decision to remain in Middle-earth for now. He looks at you thoughtfully, and after a moment a smile lightens his features. I'm conflicted, my friend. I did not mean to gainsay my brother's choice, for I know when he made the decision it was not easy, and he felt it strongly. I would not tell him otherwise, and I did not wish to make him stay. But when you went in search of him, when it seemed the Enerlossi might bloom still somewhere in the Shire, I confess I did wonder what I would say if he chose to stay. Could our journeying days come again? Where might we go? I have come up with the right destination, Salvora. I will suggest to my brother that we let our wandering feet bring us to the Southlands. There's a so-called master of herbs in Minas Tirith that I would propose we visit. He is possessed of a number of misconceptions that Edlathon and I are well prepared to correct. We two elf brothers will depart in springtime, buoyed by the breeze and a spring in our step, on another journey like those we took of old. Thank you for helping my brother and me, Salvora. Perhaps the sun will smile upon us, and our paths will cross in some distant land. Until then, my friend, farewell. Ah, yay! Ah, that was awesome. I saw you leave without taking care of my own problems, Salvora, and I admit at first I was rather cross with you. Did you forget I asked you to ensure the visiting herbalist did not cause any further disturbances? But shortly after you departed, I noticed something most unusual. They stopped their drinking and their carousing and instead began speaking quietly among themselves. Well, the sparks of my curiosity were set aflame, and I took a casual stroll by their table. They seemed to be questioning the merits of some long-held belief, and the discussion had shaken them into politeness. What a strange turn of events. I do not know what part you played in this argument about flower strains, and neither do I know if they decided this plant called the Enerlossi and the one called Enerloth are truly one and the same, but I do believe you may have given them something to think about, and while they're thinking, they are done causing disturbances. In conclusion, you have earned these spring leaves after all. Spend them at your leisure and enjoy the festival. Yay! That's exciting. Alright, you guys. That was a lot of fun, and I will be seeing all of you in the next one. Have fun on the end screen. Alright, you guys, I'm going to be ending this video here. I hope that you've all enjoyed it. Please be sure to give it a like and to use the links on screen to subscribe to my channel, support my Patreon campaign, and check the description of the video in order to find other ways to support me. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see all of you in my next video.